And back then, you know, it was the beginning of this journey. I fell in love with these characters. They aren't really superheroes. They're sort of outer space adventures, but really they're just a bunch of oddballs and outcasts and weirdos like a lot of us. They save the universe a couple times, but really what they do is they save each other. And when I started telling that story, I had sort of an end in sight. Not perfectly, I didn't have it all mapped out perfectly, but I knew where we were going with Rocket, with Quill, even with Nebula and Mantis and the other characters that hadn't quite shown up yet. And this is the end of that story. Aww. I'm sorry. Some stories have an end. Doesn't mean everybody dies.
James, you mentioned this at the start, that this is the third and potentially final Guardians film, as we know them. How did that guide your process going in?
Well, I think it's really been about telling one story between the three films with, you know, a couple of, you know, sideways adventures into some of the other universes. But I think it really is about the one story. This is about the final, you know, arc that we began at the very beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy with Peter Quill, with Rocket, seeing where Nebula goes from where she started out, which I think is a lot of surprise. And even, you know, Kraglin, who started out as, saying one or two lines in the first movie and now is a main Guardian of the Galaxy. So this is the full story where I always intended to go. When I started, I didn't mean to talk too much, but when I first talked about doing Guardians of the Galaxy and they talked to me about it, I was like, I don't know, it sounds a little goofy. I mean, I had known them, but I thought it was gonna end up looking like Bugs Bunny joins the Avengers. And as I was driving home from that meeting, it suddenly hit me, well, okay, if there is a talking raccoon, how is he real? Where does he come from? What makes him real? And I realized he was the saddest creature in the universe, and that's what this story is about, to a great extent.
I'm not ready for that. James, before we bid you all adieu, any parting words for Hull H?
Guys, I haven't been here for 6 years. I've had a lot of crazy stuff happen between that 6 years and now. And you guys have been so supportive and lovely to me online, seeing the movies. And I know there's some of you in here because you guys tweeted at me today. I love you sincerely. I can't wait to share this movie with you. I think it's just been an incredible act of all of our hearts, and we put everything into it. And I can't wait for you guys to see it, and I love you all. Thank you.